In this part of the tutorial, we're going to be building an English dictionary using Django. So the user is going to be able to search for a word and get the meaning of that word, the synonyms and the antonyms of that word also. So let's start by installing Django. We'll say pip install Django. And then it should tell me requirement ready satisfied. Django admin start app, start project, and let's name it English dictionary. So let's move into English dictionary. And then let's start an app, a Django app, and let's name it dictionary. So now when I press dir, I should see manage.py English dictionary and then dictionary. So let me come into Visual Studio Code and then open this project I just created. I'm going to click on open folder, and then right here all I just need to do is to select this folder, and then it should open in my editor. So now that I have this, let me just start configuring. The first thing I need to do is to create a new folder in here and name it templates. So this template folder is going to contain all our HTML files. So let me just move in the HTML file for this project. Let me move it into Visual Studio Code. So now that we have that in there, what I just need to do is to go to English dictionary, then settings.py, and I'm just going to go down a little bit, and right here I'm going to say base there, base underscore there, then slash templates. Now this is just to tell Django where our HTML files are located. After doing this, I just need to do the URL mapping. So I'm going to come into dictionary. I'm going to create a new file, urls.py. In there I'm going to say from Django.urls import path. And after importing this, I'll say URL patterns equals to path, and I'll say views dot index, and let me give it a name of index. So let me first import views before I'm able to use it. So I'll say from roots import views. So I'm going to go into views folder now and create a new function named index. So I'm going to say def index. It's going to take a request, and then I'm going to render this HTML page in this template folder. So I'll say return render request index.html. Okay, let's make sure this is correct. Index.html. So before our index.html can show as our own page, we also need to come into the project folder and open urls.py. Right here we need to import include. After importing include, then we're going to say path, then include, I'm going to say dictionary.urls, then I'm going to save it. Now I can quit this. Let me just open a new terminal, and then what I need to do now is just to run my project. Now when I run this project, my HTML that I rendered is going to show as the home page. So let me open up my browser, and then I'm going to open up my localhost in my browser. So let me open up localhost. So now it should show me my project. As you can see, it shows me this simple HTML page with just a form. So this is what we need to build the dictionary. Very simple. So user just going to type in a word. Once it click on search, it's going to say the meaning and synonyms of the word right here. So let's simply do that. This is very easy. What we just need to do now is to first of all create a new view, and let's name it word. Let's say requests, and let's say return render request. And then we're going to create another HTML page. Let's name it word.html. We've not created it now, but we're going to create it. So let's save it for now, and let's also create a new view, name it word. Let's save, and let's go back to our views. This should be return. Then let's save this. So in our URLs, since it's a list, it should have a comma. So after doing that, we're just going to come into template, and let's first create a new file. Let's name it word.html. Now we're going to leave this file blank for now. Let's close this terminal. Now in this index, what we want to do is to make this a form. So we're going to scroll down right here. Let me first say h2 search for a word. So let's see the changes. Okay, it shows but not pretty cool, so let's leave it. So what we want to do now is to make sure that this is a form. So we're going to say form, and then we're going to close the form after this button like this. So what we want to do after closing the form, after the button, we're just going to say action, and this action is going to the word URL like this. Now we must make sure that these inputs have a name, which it doesn't now. So now we're just going to say name should be equals to search. So this is the search term in which a user search. Then it's going to be submitted into this word. So we're just going to come right here in the views, and we're going to get that word. We're going to say search equals to request dot get, and we're going to say word. I think it's search. So what this is must be the name which you assign into the input. That's why I intentionally put a name field here, because that's what we're going to use to get whatever the user searched for. So now that we have this, how are we going to get the name, the meaning, synonyms and antonyms? So we're going to use a Python library called PyDictionary. So let me bring up my terminal here real quick. Let me open a new terminal. So for us to install this module, we need to type pip install PyDictionary. So I have it installed. It should tell me requirement already satisfied, but for you, you should go ahead and install it. As you can see, it says requirement already satisfied. So let me go back to my normal terminal and quit. So what I just need to do right here is to import this library. So I'm just going to say from PyDictionary import PyDictionary. Now that I have this imported, I'm just going to say dictionary should be equals to PyDictionary with brackets. So now that we have the search, which is also the word, we're just going to get the meaning and store it in a variable named meaning. So say meaning equals to dictionary dot meaning of this search. So that's the meaning. And then we're also going to do the same thing for synonyms. It will be equals to dictionary just synonym of the search. We're going to do a similar thing for the antonyms. So antonyms will be equals to dictionary dot antonyms of the search. So this is how to simply do it. And after doing this, what we just need to do is to put it in a context. So in here, I'm just gonna say the meaning so the meaning should be equals to the meaning because to the antonym. Then we are going to pass all this into our word.html. So meaning should be meaning, comma, let's just copy it and say synonyms should be synonyms, and antonyms also should be antonyms. So we can just pass this right here and say context, and let's save. So now once we save this and we come into our word.html, what I want us to do is to just copy all this, paste it right here, and then what we want to do now is that under here we want to write the meaning and antonyms and synonyms of the word. So that will be under the button, under the form. So let's say meaning, let's give it like an h3. Let's say meaning now should be equals to meaning. So now let's first test meaning before we continue. So let's just save this, and then what we want to do is to come here into our browser and refresh. So let's search for it, and then let's click on search. And once we click on search, as you guys can see, it takes us to another page, word search equals it. It says meaning equals all of this. So what we want to do, we just want to get only the first meaning, we don't need the rest, and we need to parse this CSS right here. So we're going to come into our Visual Studio Code, and then right here in the word, instead of putting it right here, I'm just gonna put it outside the wrap, and then in views.py, meaning will be meaning a noun like this, and the first one 0. So we can test this again. So once we go to the home page, it should take us, so let's search for it again, and then once we click on search, it should take us to the word page, and now we say key error at noun. Okay, so what it's simply saying is that in the dictionary that this is bringing back, there is no key named noun. So we just need to patch that. So that is because it is not a noun, so we can basically do that in plenty other ways, but for now let's just search for set, and then let's see. As you guys can see, meaning a group of things of the same kind that belong together and are used. So that's how to get the meaning of the word. So we also want to get the synonyms and antonyms. So we're just going to use a for loop right here. So I'm going to say exactly the same thing. I'm going to say for for, let's come into our views and get what we passed. Synonym in synonyms. So we just want to pass in the synonym, and then what we just want to do is to end for. And then we're also going to do the same thing for the antonyms. So let's delete this, copy this, and paste. So let's try for the antonyms also. So in the word, so it will be for antonym in antonyms, then this should be antonym, then end for. So let's go back and see. So if you just refresh this page, we should see the meaning with the antonym and synonyms. Okay, as you guys can see, if I scroll, okay, so it's basically just listing everything out. So we just need to pass that and let it just put it in a word. So first of all, this is not meaning. What we need to do now is this. Bring this in here. I'm going to bring it into the h3 tag instead of outside. So I'm gonna do like this and just end for. Same thing we're gonna do here into the h3 tag, and I'm also going to end for in the h3 tag. So that's what we want to do. So right here also we want to say synonyms, and then right here we want to say antonyms before the for loop. So let's just give it caps later. And we can save. Once you come back here and refresh this page now, we should see it aligned horizontally. As you guys can see, meaning a group of things of the same kind that belong together and are so used. Synonyms: bed, snuggle, put, inlay, and lots of synonyms. So we just want to use comma to separate each of them. So I'm just gonna put comma right here and also comma right here. So we just press that, and once we refresh, we should see comma, so that everything will be refined. So as you can see, meaning a group of things of the same kind that belong together and are so used. So synonyms, it gives us all the synonyms. Antonyms also give us all the antonyms. So let's search for English, just searching for the meaning, and then we should see the meaning, synonyms, and antonyms. As you can see, it says meaning an Indo-European language, and also give us the synonyms and then the antonyms. So that's how to build an English dictionary using Django. I hope you enjoyed it. Now that we finished building this project, what we need to do is to deploy it online. So for us to do this, we need to have two Python libraries installed, and these libraries are Gunicon and Django Heroku. So to install them, we say python install pip install Gunicon and Django Heroku. So I already have them installed. It will tell me requirements already satisfied, but for you, it should go ahead and install that. So now the next thing we need to do is to go into our root directory and create a new file named runtime.txt. So in this runtime.txt, what is going to be in there is the Python version in which you are using. So mine is Python 3.9.1. So I'm just going to save this. And then what I need to do now is to create another file named procfile. And then what is going to go in here is a file, is this code. So change this project to the name of your project, which mine is English Dictionary. So you can save this file now and close it. So after doing this, the next thing you need to do is to come into your terminal and say pip freeze requirements .txt. Now you'll notice that it's going to create a new file here. That's because it's storing all the libraries in which we used in this project. So now let's come into settings.py. We're going to go to database. Okay, since we are not using database in this video, we don't need to configure anything for database. But what we just need to go is come up, import Django Iroku, and then scroll down, allow hosts. Let's allow all hosts, and then we're going to scroll down to the bottom and say Django Iroku dot settings locals and open bracket close bracket. After doing this, I'm just going to come into my command line and say Iroku login. So now it's going to prompt me to open my default browser and then log in to Iroku from there. So it should give me an option like press any key to open your browser or press Q to quit. So if you press any key, it's going to open your browser. If you press Q, it's going to quit, like you can see. So if I press H, it's going to open up my default browser like this and then log in. Now I'm logged in. If I go back in there, you can see that I'm now logged in. So what I just need to do now is to create an Iroku app. So I'll say Iroku create, and let me name it English Dictionary YT. So right now it should create that app and then give me two URLs. One is the URL to the Git repository and the other is URL to my app. So now that we have this, we're just going to say git status. Okay, then we're going to initialize it by saying git init and then git status again. And now we're just going to say git remote v, and then we're just saying say git remote add Iroku, and then we're going to add that git repository right here. So I'm just going to copy it, come down and paste it. Nice. So we're going to say git remote v again. Nice. And then we're going to say git status. So what I just need to do now is to just say git add, and I'm going to say git commit, let me say the first time, enter, and then I'm just going to say git push Iroku master. So now it's going to deploy it to Iroku. So we're just going to give it a couple of seconds to deploy our project onto Iroku. It doesn't take too long depending on how large your project is. So let's see. Okay, it's working. So everything is going on fine right now. I'm just gonna give it a couple of seconds. Install, yes, installing collected packages. Okay, compressing. After compressing, it should say done. Yes, so it has said done. That means it has been deployed. So we're just going to wait for the last confirmation and then it's going to opt out of this command. So let's just wait for that confirmation and then we're going to open this up. So done. So when I click on control and click, it's going to open up in my browser. So as you guys can see, it opened it up. So let's just search for English. So when we search for English, you guys can see it brought out the meaning, synonyms and antonyms. So let's search for another thing like sports. So as you guys can see, it brought out the meaning, synonyms and antonyms. So that's how to build a basic English dictionary using Django. So we've hosted this. You can go to this URL now to view it. If you enjoyed this part of the video, please don't forget to like it and smash the like button. And if you have any question, please drop it down in the comments. So guys, that's gonna be the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching to this part. If you like this video, once again, please don't forget to smash the like button and please subscribe. And if you like more videos like this and building more projects on web development with Python, Django and stuff like that, you can also check out my channel at Code with Tomi. Having that said, bye for now.